No bells and whistles. Just me. Just this voice. Said I'd keep the channel. Try to do something with it. Hold on, I'm adjusting some sound here. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to try this one, not live. Well, for experimental reasons. For now. Let's go with that. I wanted to bring attention to a docu-series that's on Netflix. Doesn't it seem like I just now thought of everything that like falls within our lap in terms of like getting our greatest attention or alarming us. Why does it always have to come from like one of the major, like, I hate to call streaming services mainstream, but it is the new mainstream. Nobody really watches the OG mainstream anymore, so they're still getting by somehow. So I guess I'm admitting my own fault to finding out and learning something from Netflix and then doing my own digging. But despite that, what I like to do, aside from being educated by the things that I see, especially that happen outside of the country, because you will hear reports about things. This is my belief, my opinion. You will hear things in other news media outlets, not of our country, more widely reported on. And I would assume if something as sensationally audacious were to occur in the States, a la via Epstein, well, we saw how that got attention and what sort of treatment it got henceforth, right? Sorry for the $5 words here. But, so let me show you a clip of just the trailer. It's going to be in Korean. There's going to be subtitles. I do watch a lot of Korean thriller, blah, blah, blah. But this was 8 episodes of madness. I mean, it's kind of gut-wrenching. I'll go through some details, but let me show some of what I saw. Let me get my own face out of this. There's no reason for me to be featured when it's the content we want. All right, enlarge. Here we go. So everybody covered in this docu-series, from, I think there's about 4 different individuals, from the 80s to present. These are all people that claim to be the second coming of Christ. I have huge issues with cults. I still wonder why we are aware of some religions and, you know, some of the truth behind them, and I have to dare to possibly offend. Like, we know that some of the tenets and how Mormonism was discovered. John Smith, 1900s. Oh, look, I found some tablets that God planted that meant for me to find here and now. And we still have a plethora of Mormons. Look at Salt Lake and Utah and all that. One and the same. And Scientology, alive and thriving. It makes me wonder, what are the connections that keep these things alive, and what are we not being told? So anyway, and even further, I hate to bring it up, the Catholic Church and everything that's been covered up. We know there are resorts for the priests that get caught, and that's how they get put away. Anyway, I digress. Oh look, it's Jesus 2.0. Jong-suk. JMS is still operational. This was the courageous whistleblower. Look at the compound this guy had. Every single male cult leader, even though if the female cult leaders, there were 6 cult leaders in total. It always boils down to control and sex. Every single time. Did you say? Did you catch that? Did you say you can't see God? Well, look at me. I'm here. Okay, that's it. It's kind of weird to watch it in Korean and to read the subtitles. You really lose the tone. But just remember, okay, human beings just like us, just speak different languages. This stuff is outrageous, but we're all the same, just different dialects.
사실을 밝히고 한 명이라도 진짜 그런 피해자 안 나오게 하고 싶어요.
Whistleblowers. At least these survive.
그것이 하늘의 뜻이라고 했습니다.
So he convinces all his followers he's doing the Lord's will. Of course. There's a detect. Oh, this. This is the first time he gets busted, and he's in a tent with some women that are pretty young, and they were sent there. They're in the woods, apparently. Homeboy's he's a little excited, so he's like bowing. The detective and company walk up and say, "Come out," and homeboy Jung Suk here responds with a lisp, "What's coming out?" It's so embarrassing and ridiculous. Oh, here's another Jesus in Korea. Lots of Jesuses right now. Lots of Jesuses. So yeah, I'm just gonna let this one roll. This dude, he's actually his people are still worshiping him. He's thriving in prison. He's got 5 million won at his disposal at all times. He's being taken care of in prison, and his followers are worshiping a cardboard cutout of him. And this guy's reached the West, by the way. So did the first guy. Here's the third one. That one led to a mass unaliving, about 32 members in a ceiling in 1987. You can disable subtitles if it's not your thing and just have it in English. I do recommend people watch this more as a human psychology study. Disturbing stuff. This is a scene of an entire cult raiding a news station and overpowering them and destroying their broadcast live. Money, corruption. That guy right there, I mean, all of them made me incredibly sick. Bear with me, hold on, let me get reacclimated, okay. All of these stories were absolutely painful to watch. I found myself so disturbed. I actually had the compulsion to go live immediately and bring attention. Like, it felt overwhelming. I wanted to just hit live on my phone at like 3 o'clock in the morning and be like, all of you, please watch this. Because I kept on comparing how these things happen, how often they happen, and how when it's happened stateside, it's either completely silenced, what have we not been told or shown? Look at for example, flight logs, Epstein, cameras, everything that there's too many coincidences for there to be an official report for any of us to trust. And I think we're at an all-time low. Aside from being massively divided, we're at an all-time low with any sort of trust within our own government, three-letter agencies, and every institution, to and from and in between. So I look at these things, and aside from being confounded and terrified of like when communities and groups, by and large, do not question what they're told, it scares the shit out of me. And I just wonder, how are cults still operational? Do they get so connected that they get to pay to fly under the radar? Why is it that people are so able to just read into the doctrine or dogma and not look into the inaccuracies, like John Smith and Mormonism? No offense to any Mormons out there. I mean, kind of, but I'm only using the facts that we know. And I don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole regarding a lot of faiths and the Catholic Church and all the crimes at its feet. And, every religion has bloodshed, Christianity as well, right? And while atheism is a lack of religion, even in the name of atheism, there's bloodshed. So everybody has their fair share. Please don't feel like I'm attacking. But I do ask, I just wanted to compel everybody to find this In the Name of God, A Holy Betrayal. Go ahead and turn on the English audio. Disable the subtitles if you need to. They get Western women in there. They get global, worldwide. And I'm absolutely curious, how much further did it go? So I check out, here's the Jung Sung, right? He served 10 years, and he got out. He was released. He just did 10 years. We're talking about mass seedless grapes, okay? You get the acronym here. He masked, and there was women sending him photographs during his 10-year tenure. He was able to maintain a relationship with a female that was just living in a building across from the jail, the prison. And I don't know if they got conjugal visits, but it was disgusting. And to hear how these victims and women enabled one another, and it's amazing. There's like some sort of block. I think that everybody's capable of. Look at this. Look at this. This man, I believe in this clip, he's explaining to his congregation, first off, why he's allowed to have sex, but nobody else is. Everybody has to be pure for the Lord. This stuff might be offensive to some people. Is this J-Rock right here? This is the one where people are worshiping his cardboard cutout. Oh, I'm getting sent images in real time here. Okay, and so yeah, and these things still exist. I just haven't gone to see what extent. Oh, yep, look, feet, perfect. Now we're going into Tarantino territory. So that's all. I guess that's it. Give it a check out. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything on this kind of subject matter material, and if you gave it a watch, I'd love the feedback. And then just go ahead and double think on how many things like this, to what extent happen. I know we're a vast country of conspiracy. We talk about secret societies existing a lot, people with mass wealth and what they do with that. And I just think of all the things we don't know, the unknown knowns. So that's my thoughts, and that's what I wanted to share. That's it for now. Y'all take care, and take care of one another.